Welcome to another episode of Upliftment for the World. I'm Joy Foster from High Vibes with Joy. I channel divine source energy, and this is this week's divine channeling for the public. Today is Sunday, July 5th, 2026. I'll go ahead and connect in and see what we get for this week. I would love to connect in to divine source energy for my highest good and the highest good of everyone watching at all times. Welcome in persons all around the world. We are delighted to share upliftment with you today to provide comfort, peace, blessings to you, the general public. Thank you to our dear Joy for translating the vibration, the impulses we are sending her for the masses. We want each of you to focus on your breath. Do you see how you receive when you breathe in through your nose, slow and controlled? You are filled up. You are replenished. And do you see with your out breath, you are releasing. So this is a meditative practice that you can incorporate throughout your day. You don't need to be sitting in a meditation in order to receive the benefits from this. You can do this during a conversation with somebody. You can do this while you are driving. You can do this throughout any portion of your day. So you are centered here in your heart center. You are basking in the glow of your soul. And in that way, that imagery, you are training your mind because you are the spirit of you and you are here evolving through the mind and the body. And so as you are focusing on receiving with your in-breath and releasing with your out-breath, you are training your dear body. You see, your body will hold emotions. And based on the emotions your body is holding, that is the signal you are emitting. And that is what you are attracting to you. The signal you are emitting is energy. Energy is emotions. So it is based off the emotions that you are practicing and holding on to here. So it is important when you are going through some low emotions, which each of you will every day. That is part of being in the physical. It is important that you don't avoid these emotions and set them off to the side and just look at what feels good. That's just like slapping a band-aid on a gashing wound. Because we will tell you that what feels good and what does not feel good is interlinked. So you are using the low emotions as leverage. Because as you release, you receive. You don't recognize what feels good. If you're in it all the time, you become desensitized to it. So life is like waves. It will feel good, and then you will come down, and you will say, well, this doesn't feel good. I want to feel good again. I'm going to catch the next wave. But what you are missing here when you do that is part of evolving in the physical is you are filling in the gaps. So if you see a board and there are a bunch of holes in it or gaps, each has these. And so as you become the safe place for these low emotions, you are filling in the gaps. Now, if you are looking to feel good because you don't want to feel low and you're going to eat some food to get a high in the brain or smoke a cigarette or anything else that you inhale that is of similar nature, you get the gist here. It is a chemical reaction here in the brain and it helps uplift you. And so you are doing that, but you are not being the safe place for your emotions. You are avoiding the emotions. Well, it is like clumps. If you get your ball your hand up in a fist, it is like a bunch of fists throughout your body that you are holding these emotions in the tissues of your body. So what we are teaching you is this is not fear-based. We don't want you to tremble in fear around this message. We want this to be clarity and upliftment here for you. So it is important here with your breath in and your breath out to allow yourself to receive and to release regularly. The energy is always moving here, you see? The goal is alignment. And you will dip your toes into contrast throughout the day because that is part of having this human experience in the physical. And then you rise up out of it, you become empowered. You find your light here. None of this time that you've spent in the low emotions, whether it's 5 minutes, 5 years, 50 years, it is not wasted. Each individual's path will look different from another's, and that is perfectly okay. It is not to say, well, that spiritual guru, look at this is how he did it, and that is how I'm going to do it. No. You set about your own destiny. You planned it out in the heavens before your reemergence back into physical. You came here to expand your consciousness awareness. And so you constructed your soul's mission. And this is a list of objectives that you are evolving through. And it is an authentic experience. And that is why you don't have this in your awareness. But what we teach each is to tune in here to your soul. And we also teach upon going back and forth in conversation, which is what joy serves as a bridge here into the spiritual realm for persons who utilize her to facilitate sessions. But we teach in these sessions for each to tune in here and do this for self. And you can start off by auto writing. So this channeling of us, divine source energy, that our divine channel, Joy Foster, is doing, she started out by auto writing. And you do this in an elevated state. And what an elevated state means when you are in your soul connection, we're not speaking of portals out here. We're speaking of truth, of soul connection. This is your doorway into the heavens. So when you are in an elevated state and you are receiving from the heavens through your soul connection. That is the focus here. There are other dimensions that persons will delve into, such as the dark. This is where paranormal activities are originated from. And there are portals that do provide accurate information, but it is not always for the upliftment of one's vibration. And there are extraterrestrials and interdimensional beings. And we're not going to poo-poo these portals, but the soul connection is the purpose of this energy work that our divine channel facilitates. That is the differentiation here. We hope this has provided upliftment and clarity and comfort to you today. We bless in each and every one of you, and practice the breath work here with receiving and releasing. And with this, we shall depart. All right. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day.